Hello everyone, Andy and Stu here at Highbury Stadium in Fleetwood. We haven't got any of our video kit, we forgot it all, so we're back old school, selfie style, to celebrate Ipswich Town's 1-0 victory in a fiery contest here. I thoroughly enjoyed that, not always the best football on display, but an enjoyable afternoon and another 3 points too.
Another 3 points, 11 unbeaten, 4 clear at the top of the table now. A bit like the Tranmere game really, in which the first half they looked a little short of ideas. It was all a little bit long at times. James Nord was getting very little change out of two giant centre halves.
They get bigger every week, these centre halves, didn't they? Although they were big. Manny Monts was a big lad, but Harry Souttar today was he was a big boy as well. They're getting bigger.
Garbutt drags one wide. That was about it. No shots on target at all. Come half time, 0-0. And then just like the Tranmere game, Ipswich upped it. Second half, I thought John Nolan came to the fore. They started to use Caden Jackson better, and it was a bit of a carbon copy goal from the Tranmere game. A low Garbutt free kick is pushed away by the goalkeeper. Jackson's Johnny on the spot, lifts it high over bodies on the line. 1-0, but that only tells part of the story today. It finished 1-0. Do you want to take up some of the shenanigans of the second half?
10 bookings in total. Ended with a red card for James Wilson in stoppage time, which Ipswich just about managed to see things out. 3 penalty appeals, 2 waved away when we really think they probably were penalties, although Caden Jackson's may have been outside the box. He did win a penalty later on, missed that, and just about saw things out with 6 minutes of stoppage time. It started raining as well, which makes it even better in these kind of games, and it was a fiery old contest. We were watching Joey Barton and Paul Lambert on the touchline throughout, and it wasn't really them that brought the fire to this. It was all on the pitch. 10 bookings, and I really enjoyed it. I won't lie. That's my kind of game.
That should never. Lambert spoke recently about how 1-0 is the most satisfying scoreline in football. It's the 4th time it's happened now. Burton, MK Dons, Gillingham, and today. That should have been put to bed long before those nervy 6 minutes of stoppage time, shouldn't it? Start of the second half, Norwood's missed another one-on-one. That is becoming a thing now. That's becoming a narrative. I thought this one was possibly the worst miss of them.
He missed
so
the
far.
Target, didn't he? He wasn't missing the target. He's having them saved. He missed the target this time.
Yeah, just snatched it a little bit, and he had a bit of a frustrating afternoon, and he ends up limping off with a groin problem. Lambert assures us that it's a small thing. It was always the plan for him to have a minor operation on it, a nerve problem in his groin, a little nick. They'll give him the op. The plan was always to give him the op in this international break, and hopefully he'll be back for Accrington, but a miss from him. Then Caden Jackson races through one-on-one. We're all shouting shoot, and inexplicably he tries to pull the ball back, and there wasn't really anyone there to attack it. And then those penalty appeals, which normally we talk about ones that are sort of controversial, and you can kind of see it from both sides, but they were stonewallers today, weren't they?
Especially the Nolan one. It was kind of running on to a loose ball, and the guy tackled him before Nolan even got to the ball, and the referee, just down here it was in front of the Ipswich fans, he had such a good view of it, Carl Boyce, and staggering how that wasn't given, and the Ipswich bench certainly agreed with that. Jackson's again looked like a trip from Souttar. The possibly was outside the box.
In or outside the box, he still doesn't even give a free kick, does he? So either way, he didn't feel that it was a foul, but Jackson just blazed around the outside of him, used his pace. I thought he was inside. I'd need to see it again, but the Nolan one, you're right. Nolan was very good second half, and he started the move, played the ball out to the right. Norwood swept it in. Guy gets absolutely nowhere near the ball, comes the wrong side. Lambert talked about the ball being safe side to the attacker. You don't go to ground in the box if you're a defender. He did. He got away with that. Jackson finally got one in the 88th minute when his heels were clipped by Jimmy Dunn, only for him to miss it. But a win's a win.
A win's a win. Top of the table. 2-week break now from league action. I keep forgetting that they're playing an EFL Trophy game on Tuesday, but they are. A lot of changes, I'm sure, for that. But the Wycombe game being off would have been firstly second. Wycombe are second, back up to second in the table now, 4 points behind Ipswich. But maybe with Flynn Downs being called up now, which we weren't necessarily expecting, and if they really were planning on putting Norwood under the knife, that just explains that decision to postpone that a little bit more, and we'll be top of the table going into that game, given they also have a game in hand on Wycombe.
Yeah, and Vincent Young as well, worth mentioning. He came off at half-time today. Little groin strain, says Lambert, just precautionary. He said that they've had one or two carrying things, so again, like you say, it kind of just makes a lot more sense now about the Wycombe game being off. It's a break, maybe a come at a good time. So on we go. 11 unbeaten. We think the record is 14 at the start of the season for Ipswich. The record's in sight.
Yep, long journey home. John Nolan reckons the team are going to take 8 hours to get home, which I really hope is not the case for us. So let's start that journey, Stu. I'm going to turn this little camera off.
My arm is getting tired.